Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Judy here and I thought I'd hop on real quick because I have a new holder for my camera to do videos with, and I got some new metallic tones acrylic paint by Monaco Fine Arts from Ross. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ross department stores, but they do have some pretty good finds on paints and markers and things of that nature, and for a very reasonable price. So I'm going to play around and I'm going to do a little canvas here, which I did get from there. And then I've got these little paper mache boxes. I'm just going to do one right now that I'm wanting to get all prettied up so I can use it to put gifts in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this painting first. And what I'm going to be working with is a chain, which I have right here. And I probably need like half of that chain. So I'm going to unhook part of it. Let me see here. Hang on here. There we go. All right. So I only need about that long, if even that. I usually work with these on larger canvases, but that's all right. So earlier I was playing around, and I'm going to go ahead and reuse this cup, but I'm going to put some gold in it there. And then I had some pink too. Where'd my pink one go? All right, I don't know where my pink one went. So I will just go ahead and add some more pink into this one then instead. Okay. That back, put my gold back. All right, and then what I'm going to do too, and I'm going to use a sponge brush to do this portion, the background on the canvas. All right, let me grab my brushes here. And I'm just using these little foam brushes. They work very well. I accidentally had that in water. I'm going to kind of squeegee them out here a second, so they're not all water soaked. All right, and what I'm going to do is I am going to do some grass for the bottom, and I want to put quite a bit. And I'm going to just move it around here as if this was the grass. Oop, I almost have my chain in the way. And I just want to make sure it's thick enough because I'm going to pull the chain through it, so there has to be enough. There we go. There we go. And I'll go ahead and get the sides. Oh, shoot. Darn it. I hate when I do that. Become all fingers and thumbs, and I'll try to keep my arm out of the way. I'm left-handed, and I do find that sometimes that gets in the way of people being able to see what I'm doing. So, all right, so I got the green there. Go just a little bit more. It's a little crooked, but I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Because grass isn't always even, right? All right, so we'll do that. Let me go ahead and get some of this blue. And I'm going to do this for the sky. All right. Move those up there a second. And move this around. There we go. Try to get it to mix with the green as least amount as possible. And once it starts getting blended together, when I'm making my little flower background, and that will be different. Okay. So there we go. There's basically our sky. All right, and of course I ended up getting green right there. But of course, why wouldn't I, right? All right, hang on. I'm going to try to get that little bit of green going. There we go. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started in making my flowers. So I am going to take this chain and I am going to dunk it in the pink, and I'm going to get it in there as good as I can. I want it to make sure it's good and covered with lots of paint, but just enough so it doesn't drip all over everything. So I got that, and then I'm going to do an S shape. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do an S, like a snake, and then I'm going to come and pull it one way, and then pull it back, and there we go. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it on this other end, but this time I want to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to lay it on here and go this direction. And then I just pull it. And there you go. And now I'm going to clean it off for a second because I'm going to switch over to the gold color. And it'll take me just a minute here. Get it all wiped off, good and clean. All right. So I'm going to put it in my gold now. And there we go. Get it good and saturated again. It needs more on the end there. All right. And I'm going to go the opposite way as this other one. So I got my S. And then I'm going to pull it. So there I have one there. And then I'm going to go to the other side and do it again. You can go whatever direction you want to, and just trying to make it kind of come out as even as possible. There we go. Then I think I'll make like a little tiny one over here because I need some on the edge. I want just like a tiny one. There we go. All right, and then let me go ahead and wash the chain off again with my paint. Stuff just gets so messy sometimes. So I just have to fill in that middle there. All right. All right, I think it's looking pretty good. Got to keep going. All right, so we're going to go back to the pink and put it back in there again. Get it in there really good. And actually, Tim Holtz sells these. I'm like, okay. So that's where I actually got these ones. All right. And then I'm going to go here. Make my S. Pull it one way, and then I'm going to kind of pull it back towards me another. There we go. And one more on the opposite side. Oh, get in there. Okay. Okay, and go like this. S. Come back. There we go. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple more gold ones. Here in a second, I want to do one other little pink one. I'm going to add a little pink one like right here. Just a tiny one. Just a teeny tiny one. There we go. And let's see, do I want to put another one there? No, I want to put a gold there. I'm going to put a little one right here. Okay. Right there. Alrighty. And one more. And then I'm going to switch back over to the gold. I just want a little teeny tiny one. Right about here. Real tiny. There we go. Alright, so let me clean it off one last time because this will do it. Because I'm going to finish up with the gold and I will call it quits. And each time, you know, if you put more paint or you pull it, when you're pulling it, if you kind of, you know, kind of move it like that and then like that and then pull straight down, it'll make the edges more flowered out. But I did another one earlier tonight, so I'll have to post it along with this one on my community page. Alright, so I'm going to dip that in there and get that good and saturated. And I'm going to put one over here. And this, like that, like this. There we go. And then I want to put another one in between this one. I am going to go like this in between, and I am going to pull it like that. There we go. Just teeny tinies. There we go. There we go. And I think I'm going to be done here in just a second. Go down like this. Little tiny ones. Yeah, I think that's probably about it. I wait for it to quit moving a little bit. There we go. And I think I'm going to call it quits. I think that looks good like that. I think it's filled up pretty good. Alright, so I think we're going to call that done. And I think that looks pretty cool. And then we're going to move on to our next project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move this. And you don't want to tilt it, guys, because otherwise things will start moving on you and it'll mess it all up. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I've got some newspaper off to the side. I'm going to grab me one of my wipes, get my hands all cleaned up. And then we're going to do this box next. Thank goodness for the wipes. And I do have gloves. I actually have an overabundance of gloves. I just don't like wearing them. My hands feel funny in them. But now if I'm doing something, you know, other things, then I might. Just depends on what it is. For instance, I'm going to be, I've got this stuff called Easy Marble. And I have some on order because what I did have that I was experimenting with, it's all gone. And so I ordered some because I'd like to do a video on showing how you do the marbling of paper with it. So that's on order with Amazon, and I should be getting that this coming Tuesday. So I'm hoping to get a video in about that sometime next week, because that's really fun to play with as well. Alright, so I got all my stuff down here, and now for my last mess here. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each piece separate, and I am going to use a teaspoon because these are not very big at all, so I really don't need to use one of the cups. I am going to do, I think, let's see here. Let's do gold, silver, and blue. Let's do that. So put some silver. And then I'm going to put in some blue. And then I'm going to put in some gold. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go like this. And I'm just going to pour and turn my spoon different directions and just kind of swirl it on there. Just so. And I'm probably going to need more because of, I want it to go down the sides as well. So, more silver. Looks like there's a lot of blue in that and gold. Let's see here. Silver. Let's do here a little bit more gold. And just going to pour that right in the middle of it like that. I'm going to do that. And then I want just, a little bit more blue. And I'm going to pour that in the middle of that. There we go. So I did some more blue. And then I'm going to do some more gold. Here we go with some gold. And we're going to do some more silver. And I'm just playing around, so I've never done any of these paper mache boxes. I just thought they would look really pretty with a paint pour on them. Here we go. And gold. And silver. It's just fun to keep adding to it. It's starting to go down the sides of it. Alright, do some more blue. I'm going to throw some yellow on it. And have it pour at the same time. It's like, here we go. There we go. Looks like my son's school colors for his when he was in high school. Alright, and some blue again. Here we go. There we go. And yellow. And blue. And silver. Alright. So do that. Alright, so that should be enough on that. And I am just going to go ahead and I'm going to start moving it around. Like this. Until I get the top how I would like to have it. So you just kind of move it all over the place. Bubble there. Pop that bubble. I'm trying to make sure I keep all of the colors in there. And not too much of one and not enough of the other, because that can happen as well. Alright. Alright, so I think I'm digging that. And I'm going to let it sit there for just a minute because what I'm going to end up doing is when I move it to dry, in fact, I might not even move it to dry, I might just leave it there to dry because I'm going to pick up with a brush and go ahead and go around with it. Alright, so let me go ahead and start this one off. And I'm going to do blue. And then we'll do the gold. And then we'll do the silver. And then we'll do the blue again, and the gold, and the silver. All right, and we'll do the top lid here. Let's see what it does. I'm just going to pour it on there, like that. All in one little thing right in the middle, dead center in the middle. Okay, and that might even actually be enough for the most part, because I don't want to really end up wasting a ton of paint. I hate those little bubbles that get in there. All right, going that way. Alrighty, and that way. I just think that looks really super cool. Get to the edge there, and come back, and I can keep going like this, and swirling it around. And then just like anything too, eventually you can start seeing like patterns or things in it, or let's see here, that way. I'm going to come back that way. I just think it's really cool. Very, very cool. All right. Watching it move all over the place is really super cool. All right. There we go. And then when you get it to your likeness, where you like it, then you can stop. I want to be able to get to the tips of all the corners, which it looks like I'm just about there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And let me wipe off my hands, and then I'm just going to finish off the sides with a little paintbrush. And we'll let it dry. All right, now just a second here. All right, dry off my hands. All right. And with the paint that's dripped around it, if you just take a brush and you can pick up, it's going to pick up all the colors, and you just kind of dab it. It's going to still do the same effect. As a matter of fact, if you kind of like start it at the top, it'll kind of fall back down the sides again, and it'll look really cool. And when I get off camera, I'll move them. Actually, I was going to let them dry here, but then I don't want them to stick to that towel. I've got a thing I can, like a peg I can stick them on, so I want to be able to do that. And of course, I can't see the other side, so I'm going to wing it and just pick up a whole bunch and just sit it over there and slather it on and let it drip down the side. All right. And then you can do the same for this over here. Sorry, I think I might have hit the camera. And I am by no means right-handed. That's not working, so. That was not working. All right. So we're almost finished with this one. And get the sides of it. And yes, you can see I have made a big mess. But actually, not as big a mess as I normally do. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't do too bad. All right. And I think I got it all. All right. So I'm going to let that set for a second. I'm going to put my brush back in there. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys joining me. I love doing this kind of stuff on camera. I by no means am a professional, but I just like to have fun, and I might give somebody an idea, which would be great. All right, guys. Well, I am going to get off of here. If you're new, please like, subscribe. It certainly does help my channel, and I do appreciate you being here. And for everybody else that's always here, thanks for joining me again. And I will see you next week sometime to do a video with my easy marble stuff on some paper. So, all right, guys. Well, happy crafting. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.